Hello, everyone, and welcome back. 2024 College Football Vegas Top Dogs YouTube channel. We're ready for football. I hope you are too. Jeff, welcome back for another exciting year of football.
Thanks, Tony. I'm so excited. You know how much I love football. It's been a long summer, but yeah, we're ready to go. We're ready to bang out these videos every week. College football, NFL. Let's go.
Hey, I got my lucky shirt on.
Winner,
chicken dinner.
Yeah, hopefully we can continue the hot.
All right, we have some college football win totals. I'm going to give you a few picks in some of the big conferences. Jeff, you ready to go first? Let's talk about some win totals, and I'll touch on those games as well.
All right, how about the Southeastern Conference? This is one of my favorite over-under plays. Just a quick note, everybody. I have several of these plays up at VegasTopDogs.com. If you click the articles link, I'm going to give you my two favorites on this video. So I like Ole Miss over 9.5. They're currently minus 115. They return 13 starters, 6 on defense, 7 on offense. Last season, Ole Miss averaged 450 yards. They scored 35 points per game. They allowed 365 yards, 23 points per game. Their defense showed steady improvement over the last 4 seasons. I mean, they reduced their yards allowed from 556 in 2020 to 365 last year. The Rebels have the number 1 transfer portal class nationwide. They added impact players at wide receiver, defensive line, including 5-star defensive tackle Walter Nolan from Texas A&M. They addressed the departure of 2-time SEC leading rusher Quinshon Judkins by adding 3 tailbacks, including former Miami star Henry Parrish. Judkins is now with Ohio State. Now, the key for me is senior quarterback Jackson Dart. He threw for over 3,300 yards, 23-5 touchdown to interception ratio, 65% completion percentage. He averaged a career-high 9.4 yards per attempt, and he finished the season ranked 16th in QBR. Dart also added 8 rushing touchdowns. It's all there for Ole Miss to win at least 10 games. They should start 4-0. They have a very easy schedule. That's going to boost the team's confidence. The game against Georgia is at home in Oxford. So, keep an eye, mark your calendars, November 9th. Georgia's at Ole Miss. The current line, Ole Miss is +6. I wouldn't play it now. Let's wait, see if we can get 7. Maybe the public will bet Georgia up. But I absolutely love this team. This is a very solid win total. I have it modeled out at 10.5, so it's a full game over the current price. So SEC, best bet over under, Ole Miss over 9.5 wins, minus 115.
All right. While we're on the SEC, the 2 teams I had circled in that conference are Georgia. I know they're the chalk, but I think they're well-balanced, very good team. And Texas. I think Texas is very good, but being their first year in the SEC, I think they're going to struggle. They play Georgia. They also play Michigan. So they do have a tough schedule. But Georgia and Texas, my 2 picks for the SEC.
I can't argue with that. I mean, Georgia's loaded. Loaded.
What do you have next for us, Jeff?
We're going to go to the Big Ten, and I like this play probably just as much as Ole Miss. We're going to go Nebraska Cornhuskers over 7.5. It's juiced to the over, minus 120. First year with Nebraska last season, Matt Rule, he guided the Cornhuskers to a 5-7 record. That was actually tied for the program's most victories in the last 7 seasons. They improved their rushing defense, total defense, and special teams. They allowed just 286 yards per game while allowing just 18 points per contest. Nebraska had a top 20 scoring defense last season and returns several NFL caliber defensive linemen. Now look for the second-year bump for Matt Rule. Look what he did at Temple and Baylor. Temple improved by 4 wins. Baylor increased their victory total by 6. It didn't pan out for Matt Rule's second season with the Carolina Panthers. He won 5 games in back-to-back seasons. But, in college football.
Yeah, he's a very good recruiter.
Yeah, he does really well in the second year. Now, quarterback Dylan Raiola, he's often compared to Patrick Mahomes due to his striking physical resemblance. I mean, they look like twins. He has a very strong arm compared to Patrick Mahomes, and they train in a similar background. He's Nebraska's highest rated overall recruit since 2005. He's a 5-star recruit. They also have a top 5 offensive line in the Big Ten. Raiola, he was going to join Georgia, and then he flipped at the last minute to join Nebraska, and I love that. So there's a lot of attention on him, but I think he can back it up. I think in his last year in high school, he had 34 touchdowns and 1 interceptions. It's all there for the Cornhuskers to win at least 8 games. I think they're going to win 9. So I like Nebraska over 7.5, juice to the over, minus 120.
Good stuff, Jeff. Good stuff. I like that pick. We'll stick with the Big Ten. 3 teams I had circled to win the Big Ten are Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon. Ohio State, they have tough games this year at Oregon and at Penn State. So 2 tough road games, Oregon and Penn State, but I think they're just balanced so well. They do host Michigan at the end of the season, November 30th, with just so much talent on this Ohio State team. I think they're going to win the Big Ten. Oregon, they have the home game against Ohio State. They're also at Michigan on November the 2nd. Penn State, they're home against Ohio State. Their out-of-conference schedule is fairly easy. They are at USC late in the year, and they also open up at West Virginia, which is not an easy place to play down in West Virginia. So I'm going to go with Ohio State as my pick to win the Big Ten this year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I'm going to try to look for spots to back Penn State this year. They got a veteran roster, Drew Aller at quarterback, and
Yep.
I like their coach. So, I'm with you on that.
Any other win totals for you?
No, not right now, but yeah, I do have them at VegasTopDogs.com.
Yeah, definitely. Go to VegasTopDogs.com. Not only see Jeff's articles, get his picks, baseball, NFL starting up, college football this weekend. We're going to have an NFL video coming out here in a couple of days with season win totals, so make sure you look for that. We'll have a college football week 1 next week. One other conference I did write down, which I think is going to be the most competitive conference in college football, and that's the ACC. I think 6 teams are alive to win this conference. Virginia Tech, they have a lot of players returning this year. Same with Louisville and North Carolina State. They're both very young. They got a lot of players from the transfer portal. Clemson, you can never count them out with Dabo Swinney. They have a great defense. They are young on offense, but a very good defense. Miami, they have a new quarterback and a new running back who is Martinez from Oregon State and Cam Ward, the transfer quarterback. But the one thing that does scare me about the Miami Hurricanes, they've only won 10 or more games once since 2004. So the last 20 years, they've only won 10 or more games just once. So that kind of scares me that they can't get over the hump. And my pick to win the ACC is Florida State. They lost a lot. They're well coached with Mike Norvell. They have their transfer quarterback. A lot of their tough games come late in the year, so they'll gain some experience. So Florida State, my pick to win the ACC, but it's going to be a very competitive league this year.
Mario Cristobal, is he still the head coach at Miami?
Yes, he is.
That's a concern. I mean, he's, some of the things he does in game, I don't know, but yeah, Florida State looks to be a powerhouse. I can't even remember who I picked as my best bet season win total, but if you go to VegasTopDogs.com, you can certainly find out.
Yeah, great stuff as usual, Jeff. And be sure, just go to Vegas Top Dogs each and every day, the mobile site. You get free picks, articles, and of course, Jeff's big plays. He's going to have another huge college and NFL football season. Check it out, VegasTopDogs.com. Jeff, I appreciate you coming on, joining us this week.
Thanks, Tony. If you're watching this before the Travers Stakes on Saturday, I have a full preview up at the website, VegasTopDogs.com. Go get it.
As always, good luck and be a winner.